Welcome to this Mangold tutorial about editing time information in Interact. When logging events, as explained in the various event logging tutorials, it is likely that incorrect time values will be registered from time to time. This video shows how easy it is to correct previously logged time information. Let's start by correcting a single, previously logged time value. The easiest method is to perform a simple drag and drop action like this. Position the video on the correct video frame and drag the value from the timer here at the top to the start or end time value in the data that needs adjustment. Yes, it is as simple as that. Position, drag, and drop. For small corrections, double-click the wrong time value, reposition the video with the video controls, and drag the adjusted time on top of the old time. Alternatively, instead of dragging and dropping, you can also use shortcuts to transfer the current timer position to the selected event. Press Ctrl+1 to change the current line start time, or press Ctrl+2 to change the end time of the selected line. Using keyboard shortcuts instead of the mouse-based drag and drop is faster when making corrections regularly, but not so cool to demonstrate. These time corrections can be made at any time, during an observation session, or afterward. If you do not have the video at hand, it is also possible to manually enter the relevant time value directly by using the Edit command available in the right-click context menu. This will put the cursor into the corresponding time field, allowing you to enter the corrected time. Confirm any changes by pressing Return. If you need to perform a constant shift of multiple events in the same direction, you do not need to edit each event manually. Instead, use Interact's powerful time shift command on the Transform tab. How that works? Presume the original recording was edited after most of the session was already coded. In this example, we assume that the recording's first 6 to 7 minutes, in fact anything before this start lecture event, were irrelevant and therefore removed from the video file. This, of course, now results in a huge offset for all previously logged events because, as you can see, the start of this edited video now matches the initial position of the start lecture event after almost 7 minutes in the original video. Instead of starting anew with the coding or editing all event times manually, we can shift all times for any number of selected events with a single command. If you know exactly how many minutes, seconds, and frames were removed, this is easy. If not, you'll need to subtract the original start time from the new time in the edited video version. In this example, we know the exact length of the required time shift, and we know that we need to shift all events. Thus, a simple select all works just fine in this case. Creating a partial selection using the Edit Find command is possible too. Once all affected events are selected, switch to the Transform tab and select the Shift Time Values command. In the upcoming dialog, enter the value of the required shift. In this example, 6 minutes, 58 seconds, and 24 frames were removed from the original video. So that is the value to enter. We enter this time value using the timecode format of hours, minutes, seconds, and frames by entering 00, 06, 58, and 24, all separated by a colon. Because the events must be shifted to the beginning of the recording, the shifted value must be subtracted from the logged times. That is why we need to enter a minus before the value we entered. In this example, to keep the original event lengths, both the start and end times need to be shifted identically. So we copy the value just entered and paste it into the second field. To shift time values in the other direction, further away from the start of the recording, remove the minus in front of the time value. Now, pay attention to the current start time of the first event before we perform the shift. When clicking OK, a second dialog shows the shift in values again for verification. If all looks well, click Yes to perform the shift. Notice that the first event now starts at 0 instead of the previous 6 minutes, 58 seconds, and 24 frames because that was the value subtracted. This subtraction has been automatically performed for all time values, matching all previously logged events with the new version of the recording. You see? Other challenges, such as shifting from video times to daytime information, maybe even adding a date, can be handled as well. But because these adjustments also require a shift in the displayed video time, A separate multimedia time adjustment tutorial will cover how that works. Alternatively, check the section Multimedia Time Adjustment within the chapter Adjust Time Values of the Interact documentation for further details. When talking about shifting or adjusting times, Interact offers yet another cool feature called Virtual Time Shifts. Virtual time shifts do not change the original timing of the events, but they can be a big help when comparing sessions with different start times or analyzing events from a specific key event per session. Again, details can be found in the Interact documentation, this time under Move Datasets Virtually in Time, and some examples will be covered in a future tutorial, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We are happy to speed up your research, so watch our other videos to learn more.